going to present a petition?
In fact, what happened is that this morning, graves were being dug for those who were executed last night. So when the women got it, they couldn't withstand the scene. So they thought that the military have taken the laws into their own hands. They decided to march to the military to demand justice. So they were sending a petition, a verbal petition for that matter. So I think that brought about the confrontation between them and the military this morning.
So how many people have been injured following this confrontation?
We are not able to confirm if there is a direct shot at any of the protesters. But what we can confirm is that a woman has been taken to the Vineyard Medical Center for treatment. We can link it to the results of the gunfire, the warning shots coming from the military. So that is what we can say for now.
Okay, so as we speak, what is the situation in the area? Are they still at the yard trying to present their verbal petition to the military high command, or
yes, the military, after the military fired, some of the space, some are still hanging around, some have not completely left the scene. So that is the situation at hand now. Others too have moved to the Vineyard Medical Center, where a colleague has been rushed to.
What is also the current situation in Boko besides what's happening this morning? What is the general security situation?
What we can report from Boko now is that there is a semblance of tension because of what has happened. If you look at the past few days, the signals have been clear that we are not going to encounter any stability soon. So with these killings, with the military executions of innocent civilians, one cannot tell what will happen in the next moment. Because people may want to seek justice. People may not understand why the military should take the laws into their own hands and begin to execute people summarily without any provocation. So we can say that the town is not calm. There are tensions. People are well alert. And then at any point in time, one may not be able to tell what will happen.
You heard Yusuf Otunba. He's a resident of Boko, and he's been giving us updates on situations in Boko this morning.
Well, the Presidential Advisor on Health, Dr. Anthony Nsiasare, says the government's Agenda 1 project is designed to address the challenges faced by individuals who have to travel long distances to access health care. His comments come in response to the Ghana Statistical Service 2022 Demographic and Health Survey report, which revealed that 40% of Ghanaian women aged 15 to 49 endure travel times exceeding 30 minutes to 2 hours to reach healthcare facilities. Dr. Nsiasare, speaking to Citi News, says the completion of the Agenda 111 project will ease the burden on citizens who currently have to travel long distances for healthcare.
So we asked Ghana Health Service to do a survey for us during the COVID period when we were carrying people from one region to another region just for critical care management. So we realized that the whole problem that we're having in this country is that there are about 88 districts out of the 216 districts without a hospital. There was no anything like a district hospital. And as you are aware, we are running a tier health system in this country. We have the basic health system, which we call the CHIFs. We have also in the sub-district, the health centers and maternity homes and some private facilities. And the first primary referral center, which we call a hospital, where there's a doctor, where you can do operations, where there's a laboratory services, where there's X-ray services, where there's inpatient services, and all the other services that we can do to see primary cases. And then if it is above, we refer to what we call the secondary referral center, which we call the regional hospitals. And then we have the teaching hospitals or the tertiary institutions, specialized hospitals like UGMC, Bank Hospital, and others. So we have a 5-tier system, as I normally call it. And if you don't have a district hospital where there's a doctor in a district, it means if you don't have even a private facility within that district, then there will not even be one physician, a doctor in that district, because doctors work where there are hospitals. God willing, this issue that Ghana Statistical Service is talking about will be sorted out and solved with this brilliant idea from His Excellency the President. It's a legacy His Excellency the President is leaving for this country.
Dr. Insiansari further explained why the government has also decided to construct some additional mental health centers in various parts of the country.
Of the advice of the mental health services, and also all of us agreeing that all the mental health services of state hospitals, that is psychiatric hospitals, were all at the coastal area of this country. We have one at Ankafu, one at Pantai, and then the old one at Accra Psychiatric Hospital. So we decided that we cannot maybe put up regional psychiatric hospitals in all the 16 regions as at now. So we decided to zone the country. That since we have some at the coastal level, the next area will be the middle belt. So we decided to put one in Ashanti region to serve the middle belt, which we are constructing now only in the Joso municipality. And then another one also for the northern belt in Tamale. They are all ongoing as we speak now. And then we have to also have a state-of-the-art major referral center for mental health services. So we decided that we redevelop Accra Psychiatric Hospital into a modern 220 well-equipped mental health service or psychiatric hospital.
You heard Presidential Advisor on Health, Dr. Anthony Insiansari.
Now, away from that, the IMF board is expected to convene to conduct the first review of Ghana's bailout program to pave way for the potential approval of the second tranche of the IMF funds. If the review is successful, Ghana stands to receive a disbursement of $600 million. This development follows Ghana's agreement with bilateral creditors on the terms of restructuring approximately $5.4 billion in external debt. The government has expressed optimism about securing funds from the IMF, citing financial assurance under the G20 Common Framework. Now, in a related development, the World Bank has announced its readiness to offer Ghana a budgetary support of $300 million to aid in the country's economic recovery. The World Bank's Board of Executive Directors is scheduled to meet next week to approve and release this financial assistance for Ghana. The World Bank Group has expressed satisfaction with the agreement in principle reached by the Official Creditors Committee regarding the key criteria for Ghana's planned debt restructuring. To provide updates on these developments, the Ministry of Finance, the IMF, and the Bank of Ghana will hold a joint press conference later tonight, which also will be broadcasted live on Citi TV at 7 p.m.
The National Union of Ghana Students, NUGS, is urging the government to swiftly address the demands of the senior staff associations. The nationwide strike by the senior staff associations of universities of Ghana is in response to the government's failure to fulfill obligations, including the payments of their Tier 2 pensions and addressing issues related to overtime allowances. The strike has resulted in the withdrawal of various services, including health and administrative. The president of NUGS, Daniel Opongcheme, in an interview with City News, described the situation as a hindrance to the progress of academic work.
We've had complaints, especially with students who are now in their final year, third year, who are still the science students who will mostly be engaging in practical sessions, who will need these senior officers, especially technicians in the labs, and the others are all complaining because final years have not started their projects. We need the strict supervision of these technicians who are senior members. All these individuals are needed in the labs, are needed in the offices to help facilitate the academic process. So the complaint from the students, others were saying it wasn't going to affect academics, but usually affecting academics because each and every role played by these individuals helps in the smooth running of academic activity. So final years, science students and other students who are having issues dealing with these offices and all that now can't proceed with all those stuff, which is in a way affecting most of the activities happening. We are just asking government to sit down with these unions or this particular union involved and have come to an agreement with them because their conversation, they've been fighting for this, their condition of service for years. And the government keeps rescheduling meetings and not really giving them a good attention.
That was Daniel Opongcheme, the president of the National Union of Ghana Students.
Now, the strike by the members of the Senior Staff Association of Ghana, Universities of Ghana, is starting to have negative effects. At the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, KNUST, visitors to various offices are experiencing frustration with national service personnel and other junior staff members stepping in to fill the gaps. The KNUST local vice chairman of the Senior Staff Association of Universities of Ghana, Benedict Ansare, acknowledged the impact of their actions, noting that many people are stranded as a result of the ongoing strike.
We are about to set off. We will go around to the basic school, to other departments, to the hospital, and all other departments to make sure that people are complying with this industrial action. That is what we normally do when we have these kind of actions. We go around to check that our members are actually complying. When you go to the other universities, like UCC, the hospital has been closed down, the basic school has been closed down. When you go to Legon 2, the basic school has been closed down. So we will move through campus and make sure that people are complying. Our members are complying with this action. If you are in a university that about 100 of our security people are senior staffs and they have all laid down their tools, you should understand our library staff, almost all of them are senior staffs. The basic school, almost all the teachers are senior staffs. When you go to the hospital, the nurses, all of them are senior staff. So you understand that the impact will be great. But just as I said, we only started the strike about 2 days ago. So by Monday, I'm sure the whole all our members will join, and then everything will go on smoothly as we envisage. You see, our national chairperson and the rest of the team are in Accra as we speak now, engaging the government, but we've not heard of any positive news yet. We are hoping that we hear of something so that we can return to work. That is what we are hoping. But if we do not hear anything, aluta continua.
You heard the KNUST local vice chairman of the Senior Staff Association of Universities of Ghana, Benedict Ansari. We'll go back to our earlier story that pertained to Boko. A protest by a group of women in Boko this morning were demonstrating against the killings in the area, and the protest reportedly turned chaotic after the military allegedly opened fire at them. We're joined over the phone lines by Hamza Amadou, and he's the MC for Boko, to get more insight on the situation. Good afternoon, Mr. Hamza. Could you tell us what is the current situation in Boko?
As I'm speaking to you, Boko has been so calm since this morning till this afternoon. The Boko is calm. Boko wasn't calm last night and the previous nights because of those pockets of incidences that have happened in the last 72 hours.
Right. How many deaths and injuries so far?
5 are injured, 3 are dead.
What is the MUSEC going to do about this?
MUSEC would usually put their facts together before they meet. As I talked to you, MUSEC, yesterday and today we've not met. The reason behind it is that the commanders are on a high alert on the ground with their men, moving and crisscrossing Boko Central and East Sabah to ensure there's peace in Boko. And so it is not the case that an incident will happen and immediately MUSEC have to meet to discuss it. You need to take time to gather the facts before you can come. Remember that the Securities and Intelligence Act 2020 does not give MUSEC the ultimate mandate to do so many things that we are supposed to do. We are answerable to Regional Security Council, and the Regional Security Council is also answerable to the national security. And so our basis or our existence is subject to the approval of the other bodies which are beyond us as a body. And so my commanders are so busy. They are aware that we have to meet in the course of the week. When tempers are down, we would meet and discuss it and find ways by which we can put strategies in place to ensure there's lasting peace in Boko.
Right. Tell us briefly about the protest by the women in Boko this morning. We understand the military allegedly opened fire on them.
In fact, I was here when I had a call that there's a protest. I'm not there, and so I'm reporting to you what I heard was that the protest emanated as a result of the shooting that took place last night by the military on the 3 guys who are dead as we talk. And so their family members have gathered and in protest against the military's action. And so information that I gathered, in fact, when they went there, they actually hooted at them and tried to inquire why their family members. Of course, it's normal that if my man is dead or my father or my relative, I must be so worried. So I do not blame them at all. They have every right to demonstrate. They have every right to actually express their dissatisfaction about the conduct of somebody. And so when they got there, according to the military, I am told that some stones were actually thrown against them, and the military also did not shoot at them, but they opened some fire on the air just to disperse them. That's what I got the information. That's exactly what they told me. I'm not there, so I'm telling you exactly what I was told. But as I talk to you, they are not there. They have moved. Most of them have moved towards the Vineyard Hospital, where their family members have been killed by the military.
All right, thank you so much for that update. That was the Municipal Chief Executive for Boko, Amadou Hamza, speaking there.
Let's now return to labor-related issues. The Tertiary Education Workers Union, TEWU, has taken legal action to demand accountability from 3 of its local union executives who have separated to form their unions. TEWU had previously advised its members to avoid the newly formed unions by these former local executives, citing the lack of bargaining certificates. The union contends that these leaders broke away due to their failure to account for their stewardship. The General Secretary of TEWU, Mark Denchira-Kranche, affirmed the union's commitment to advocating for the interest of its members in an interview with Citi News.
Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEWU of TUC Ghana, is in court as part of the due process to get the leadership of the breakaway groups to account for their stewardship during which tenure as local executives of TEWU of TUC Ghana. We therefore call on all Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC Ghana members in all the public as well as the technical university to remain calm as we collaborate with TEWU of TUC Ghana national leadership to work towards concluding a harmonized condition of service for junior staff, some senior staff and some senior members in both the public and the technical universities in Ghana.
You heard the General Secretary of the Tertiary Education Workers Union of the Trades Union Congress, Mark Denchira-Kranche.
You're still listening to the Citi Prime News live from our studios at Adabraka in Accra. Still to come, some members of the Muslim community in Ho have advised the Azogli Traditional Council against imposing a new voter regional imam. We'll bring you details of this and others shortly. Do stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Embark on an unforgettable road trip across 14 diverse and vibrant regions of Ghana in just 8 days on the Heritage Caravan 2024. Get ready to immerse yourself in the rich culture, breathtaking landscapes, and the warm heritage-laced hospitality Ghana has to offer. from the Greater Accra region to the Volta region, to the Eastern region, to the Bunu region, Ahafu region, Bunu East region, to the Upper East region, to the Northern region, to the Savannah region, to the Northeast region, to the Ashanti region, to the Western North region, the Western region, the Central region, and back to the Greater Accra region. The Heritage Caravan will last for 8 days from Sunday the 3rd of March to Sunday the 10th of March 2024. An expedition full of excitement, education, information, wonderful memories, and great bonding moments awaits you. Call 0205-973-973 to register for the Heritage Caravan 2024 now. This is a journey of a lifetime to discover Ghana. The Heritage Caravan 2024 is powered by Citi TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Obenyin, what is this I'm hearing about some economic census?
Yes, the Ghana Statistical Service is conducting a nationwide census of all businesses called the Integrated Business Establishment Survey, popularly known as IBES.
A census of businesses? What is that for?
Well, for businesses to grow, they will need data on all business activities for decision-making to enhance their profitability.
Hey, so does it mean my chop bar is part of this exercise?
Of course it is. All businesses, whether for profits or non-profits, are included.
Okay, but won't my personal information be disclosed?
Not at all. Data collected will be kept confidential and used solely for statistical purposes, so your individual information is well protected.
Really? So when is it starting and how can I help?
This exercise will begin in January 2024. Help by giving the right information to the field staff who will be visiting your business.
Remember, support GSS to provide you with the right data for your business growth and national development. 2024 IBES, data for prudent business decisions.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Now, some members of the Muslim community who are advising the Asogli Traditional Council against imposing a new Volta regional imam. They advocate for the installation of the deputy regional imam, explaining that the position should follow a defined process rather than being based on inheritance. On the contrary, another faction supports appointing a successor from the late regional imam's lineage, leading to heightened tensions and the closure of the central mosque in Ho. The Asogli Traditional Council attempted a resolution through visits to the national chief imam, but individuals like Salisu Muhammad Kija, who spoke to Citi News, remained dissatisfied with these efforts.
Because they will not tell national chief imam, Mama Bobi will not tell national chief imam that they know in the Islam that the imamship, if there is no imam, there is a deputy. And they trust on it. But the time they know it's a true. But they want Muniru as a regional chief imam. So they are forcing to bring security to come and kill us so that they take the mosque to imamship to the Asogli state. Whereby Muniru, imam will not lead Asogli. It's leading the Muslims. So we are sending them signal. To lead a Muslim, he should leave the traditional leader. Simple. We will not allow the wrong thing to done in Ghana. Yesterday or 3 days ago, I saw a post by Mama Bobisa. They are doing tribalism politics. She's also doing tribalism in Volta region here. We want to use this opportunity to call chief of staff with the video. We violated this country with the video. So we are sending a petition to the chief of staff, and we are sending the petition to the every Ghanaian Security Council to investigate what the Mama Bobi said and bring him here to book.
Salisu Muhammad Kija is a Muslim who's sharing his views on the installation of a new Volta regional imam.
Now, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, is set to meet with the Transport Minister later today regarding the decision to increase transport fares by 20%. The GPRTU cites rising costs in vehicle parts and a 10% increase in insurance premiums as reasons for the decision. However, the Ministry of Transport has issued a statement asking the public to disregard the purported fare increase, stating that there has been no engagement with transport operators for a review of fares. The GPRTU warns that the proposed increase may undergo further adjustments if the government proceeds with the implementation of the 100 cities emission levy.
Now to some politics. Preparations are complete for the 24-hour economy walk led by former President John Dramani Mahama, aimed at raising awareness for the policy among the residents of the Ashanti region. Originally planned for December 2023 but postponed due to the district-level elections, the walk will take place on the main streets of the Kumasi metropolis. Following the procession, John Mahama, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress (NDC), is scheduled to address supporters at the Kumasi Jubilee Park, discussing his agenda and policies. The Ashanti Regional Secretary of the NDC, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, confirmed these details in an interview with Citi News.
The sole purpose is to sell the policies of the President John Dramani Mahama in the form of a radio campaign to the good people of Ashanti region. And since among the policies, the 24-hour economy, which is more jobs, create more jobs, solve our unemployment problem, and be able to grow businesses so that the economy would be revived. So we would want to take our time and explain this, the good people of Kumasi and Ashanti region at large, and let them understand that everyone would benefit from the policy, among other policies that President Dramani Mahama has in mind for. That wouldn't be the only activity that will be undertaken throughout this situation. He will speak for additional 2 days, where we would meet with the organized labor, would meet with artisans, we meet with whole town hall meetings, among others, to engage with people. So we want to do that now, that can bridge the gap between the NDC and the people of Ashanti region, in order that we meet our targets and win the 2024 elections confidently.
You heard the Ashanti Regional Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Dr. Frank Amwakohene.
Now, the New Patriotic Party has asserted that President Akufo-Addo's comments on Ekumfi have been misconstrued. The president, during an interaction with Ekumfi residents, said that the government has overlooked the development of Ekumfi because they voted against the NPP parliamentary candidate in the 2020 elections. The comments have sparked criticism, with accusations that the president breached his oath of office. However, the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, Haruna Mohammed, in an interview with Citi News, says the president's comments have been taken out of context.
The people of Ekumfi are enjoying what we call the Ekumfi juice. It is a development that came under His Excellency the President. So if you say that the President have said so, what was the context? What was the context that the President has said? I have not had the opportunity to listen to the full tape of what His Excellency said, but I don't believe that what is being carried out can be matched to what the President has done for the people of Ekumfi. So on that particular strands, I may not, I'm not able to delve into that because the context is not clear to me. Because if you say so, the President has provided a number of development opportunities for the good people of Ekumfi, but he has not been able to satisfy them, because one clear example is the Ekumfi juice. That is on the global market, and this particular factory was established under the Akufo-Addo's government. So it goes to defeat the fact that the president is teasing the people. No, the president has contributed his quota, but he may be misquoted or misunderstood in terms of context.
That was Deputy General Secretary of the NPP, Haruna Mohammed. Now, the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, who is also the Member of Parliament for Efija-Setre East constituency, is facing a strong challenge in the upcoming NPP parliamentary primaries. 3 contenders are competing to unseat the incumbent MP, creating an environment for a highly competitive election. Citi News' Ashanti Regional Correspondent Doris Lontak delves into the dynamics of this electoral battleground.
Efija-Setre East constituency, a notable stronghold for the New Patriotic Party in the Ashanti region, has become a focal point of attention. 3 aspirants are determined to wrest the seat from the incumbent MP, Mavis Nkansah-Boadu, who serves as the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. As the contest intensifies, some residents have expressed mixed reactions about the MP's performance as she seeks a 3rd term. Despite the aspirant's fervent commitment to unseat the incumbent, Mavis Nkansah-Boadu remains steadfast and confident in retaining the seat, citing her performance in the constituency as a key factor.
It's all about development in the constituency. The focus on education. We are aware that we've introduced free SHS and we are going to build upon it. We've done a lot in the constituency. Before I came, we had a very bad road network. Luckily for us, about 90% of the roads, 90 to 95% of the road network is more trouble now. So, and we've done a lot of projects in terms of roads, toilets, a lot of infrastructural works. And the constituents can attest for themselves. If we were to go to interview the constituency, the members in the constituency, definitely they can attest to it. So they can see the good works that we've done in the constituency. And I believe that is why I have the support of the constituents. And you can see for yourself. Now the focus is on the youth in terms of education. We are going to focus on the youth. I mean, the focus has always been on the youth, but right now we are going to attach more importance to it and focus more on the youth.
Richard Berryman Sapon, a contender in the race and a spokesperson for the National Health Insurance Authority, outlines his plans for the constituency and expresses optimism about securing victory.
My vision is what I've called, or I've named as the Afija project. And it is very important that we have time to explain the Afija project. It is a given that almost every central government will give you a bit of roads, a bit of hospitals, a bit of schools as part of the national, as part of your share of the national cake in the budgetary allocation. But beyond that, when governments build roads, they don't give people transportation to be able to board car, or they don't give people money to buy food. That means there must be a program for a member of parliament or any leader for his or her people to be able to afford some of these things. And so my program, which is a FIJA project, is about children, it's about youth, it's about the elderly.
Opoku Fofie, another aspirant, exudes confidence in his credentials and aspires to displace the incumbent MP.
I have a lot of plans for the constituency, but as we speak now, I can tell you that the welfare of the constituency is very at stake. So with my intelligence, I'm going to help the constituents, but the delegates also, their welfare will be taken seriously. I was the former and executive member. I've served the party. I was a patron for the various youth wings, and then I have also supported the party in so many ways. The decision of the delegates is supreme. So once I am cleared, and then I'm number 3 on the ballot, I know that inshallah God will speak. I have a very nice plan. I have a very nice youth entrepreneurial plan for them, so they don't have a problem. I'm going to help them. I have many plans for them.
Portia Santua Danso asserts that her proposed plans and initiatives are superior, positioning her as the ideal MPP parliamentary candidate with the potential to become the MP.
It's very important to me that I associate myself with the people on the ground. And so I relate with them and liaise with them a lot and listen to what they want from me, not so much what I want for them, but what is good for them. And they have told me that they're in very much need of jobs, especially the youth. And so the main aim is to find a way of building factories, finding resources for them to better their lives through work. So the main aim is job creation. What I have to say to delegates is I appreciate them all. I understand that sometimes competition is difficult to decide, but they should consider me. If we say I'm Oba Tampa, that's my motto.
While the incumbent MP, Mavis Nkansa-Boadu, is optimistic of retaining the Afija Secretary East seat, her 3 contenders are confident that they will be able to unseat her. Reporting for City News, I'm Doris Lonta, Ashanti Region.
Now, as part of efforts to enhance policy and decision-making in the country, the Ghana Statistical Service has released the 2022 Ghana Demographic and Health Survey Report. The report, designed to provide data for monitoring the health situation of Ghana's population, focuses on key indicators such as fertility levels and preferences, maternal and child health, childhood mortality, childhood immunization, breastfeeding, young child feeding practices, violence against women, among others. During the presentation of the report, government statistician Professor Kobna Enim revealed that despite efforts to reduce cases of domestic violence in the country, regional disparities in such cases still exist.
Identified 28.4% of our women that have experienced either physical, sexual, or emotional violence. Obviously, how we've measured this over the period is, or how we've performed over the period is the emphasis. While we see that nationally, there has been a decline from 33.6% to 28.4%, the story is not the same across the 16 administrative regions. Indeed, there were 4 of the 16 administrative regions where we saw any form of this violence increasing. We saw the Hafo region increasing from 36.4% to 38.5%. We saw the Volta region increasing from 25.3% to 36.3%. We also saw increases in the Western and Western North regions, increasing respectively from 21.3% to 28.2%, the highest retrogression, and for the Western North region, retrogressing from 21.3% to 25.8%. So in these 4 administrative regions, the incidence, the prevalence of violence, either from an emotional point of view, a physical point of view, or a sexual point of view, over time is increasing.
You heard government statistician Professor Kobna Enim. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News live from our studios at Adabraka in Accra. Still to come, Ghana's chances of qualifying for the round of 16 stage of the 2023 AFCON remain slim after failing to win in the second tournament game against Egypt. We'll bring you details of this and others shortly. Do stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally.
Hi, my name is Stephen Appiah, the team coordinator of the Black Stars. I always like to keep hydrated naturally, every day, any day. S Natural Mineral Water does the trick.
Manufactured through a double purification process to produce pure, natural drinking water. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advert is FDA approved.
Unleash the stadium experience in your home from January 12th to the last day of the tournament. Ignite your African Cup of Nations with incredible deals on Hisense TVs, Amcon TVs, and sound system. It's the Hisense AFCON double promo. Witness every electrifying play on the stunning picture quality of Hisense and Amcon TVs. Feel the crowd roar and the crisp commentary.
Well, it's gone in.
Through our state-of-the-art sound systems. Visit any Hisense showroom nationwide and get unbelievable discounted prices. With Hisense, you enjoy peace of mind with up to 5-year manufacturer defect warranty on your TV purchase. Gather your friends and family. Immerse yourself in the AFCON atmosphere and cheer for your teams with Hisense. Don't miss out though. Hisense. Everyday prices for extraordinary football moments. Terms and conditions apply.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Now, Ghana's chances of qualifying for the round of 16 stage of the 2023 AFCON remain slim after failing to win in its second tournament game. The Black Stars drew 2-2 with the Pharaohs of Egypt despite leading twice in the game, only to blow both leads off poor defensive errors. City Sports' Yao Minta has joined me in studio for more. Yao, many thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
What happened to the Black Stars yesterday?
Yeah, like you rightly put it in your lead, the Black Stars gave away 2 leads in the game, down to 2 very poor defensive plays by the team, and Ghana got the lead through Mohamed Kudus, through a very good strike from Mohamed Kudus. Then in the second half, that was late in the first half. Early in the second half, Ghana conceded through a poor back pass from Iñaki Williams, and it got intercepted by Mamouche of Egypt, and he took the ball away. Then Ghana got back in front through Mohamed Kudus again, and unfortunately, just 5 minutes later, Ghana conceded through another poor defensive play. This time with Osman Bukhari involved. And so that's how come Ghana ended up missing out on a win against Egypt. And in a game where Ghana really should have ended up winning all 3
they gave
points.
us so much hope yesterday and just dashed it.
Yeah. And so, that's how come you have a lot of frustrated fans out there who weren't too impressed with how the game ended, especially when in that first game between Ghana and Cape Verde, Ghana conceded that lead goal in similar circumstances through another defensive error. And so for a team that is coached by a defensive-minded coach, conceding goals in such a manner, that is quite worrying, and that's what frustrates a lot of fans.
Well, what are the chances of qualifying to the next stage?
Well, it's pretty much straightforward with regards to our group. What Ghana needs to do is to beat Mozambique. Beating Mozambique gives Ghana 4 points, and that should be enough to qualify to the next stage. But we are not out of the woods yet. I can't say we're out of the woods yet, even after we get a win over Mozambique, which is also up in the air because looking at the performance of the Black Stars in must-win games, it hasn't been the best in recent years. Because you remember in that 2021 AFCON tournament, all that Ghana needed was a draw or a win against Comoros, and Ghana ended up losing, and that's how we crashed out of the tournament at the group stage. In the 2022 FIFA World Cup, all Ghana needed was a win or a draw against Uruguay in the final group game, and Ghana ended up missing out on both and ended up crashing out of the group stage because Ghana lost to Uruguay. And so against Mozambique, yes, we can't say yes for sure, or we can't be too confident that Ghana will beat Mozambique. But even if Ghana beats Mozambique and gets 4 points, because the tournament has 24 teams competing and 16 teams are required to move on to the next stage, the top 2 teams in each group qualify automatically to the next stage. Then you have 4 slots available to the third best performing nations or teams in the tournament. So yes, Ghana can get 4 points, but so can other teams in other groups who also might end up getting 4 points or even better. Then we'll be in a position where we have to compare our points build up or our point tally against theirs. And if it is tied, then it will go down to goal difference. How many goals have Ghana scored against those other teams? Then the other permutations also come into play.
So many calculations in there. When is our next match?
Our next game is against Mozambique on Monday. That's January 22 at 8 p.m. Well, and it will be played at the same time as the Egypt-Cape Verde game.
8 p.m.
Yes, at 8 p.m. in order to avoid any kind of shady kind of performance.
So all matches will play?
Yeah, at the same time, simultaneous, to ensure that there's parity and there is no room for any kind of cheating, because we've seen it in previous tournaments.
Right, we can only wish them all the best at this point. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
City Sports Yao Minta giving us updates on the Black Stars and what to expect, what our chances are in our next match to qualify to the next stage. Charles will give us some other stories.
Yes, away from the Black Stars, the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, is urging the government to ensure sufficient allocation of petroleum revenues to complete designated projects. During inspection of projects funded with petroleum revenues in the Greater Accra and Central regions, the committee observed delays in paying contractors across all the projects. The Follow News Desk report highlights areas visited and the team's assessments of these projects.
The Public Interest and Accountability Committee inspected some projects funded with petroleum revenues in the Greater Accra and Central regions in line with its mandate of conducting an independent assessment of the management and use of petroleum revenues to ensure maximum impact. The inspection in the Greater Accra and Central regions took place simultaneously. The projects inspected in the Greater Accra region were the rehabilitation of selected roads in Teshi Camp, Southern Command and MATS, now Ghana Military Academy, the construction of Teshi Link, and the construction of a flyover over the Tema motorway from the Flowerpot runabout. These 3 projects, located in the Lejukuku municipality are at different stages of progress and received funds from the ABFA between 2019 and 2022. The team toured the rehabilitated roads, a car park and a parade ground within the Southern Command in Teshi. Information available to PIAC showed that the contractor for this project was awarded on 13th July 2020 and was supposed to have been completed within 24 months. At the time of PIAC's visit, the project was 24% physically complete. The second project inspected by the team was the construction of the 7.5-kilometer Teshi link. It involved the construction of a new road and drainage structures with earthworks and asphaltic concrete surfacing. Awarded on 18th October 2019, the project had an original contract duration of 18 months. The PIAC team was informed that the Teshi Link Road is a dual carriageway that commences in the south on the Accra-Tema Coastal Road through the Lekma Hospital and terminates on the Spintex Road. At the time of PIAC's visit, 95% of all drainage works had been completed and asphaltic binder and wearing course laid on the road. The team was informed that the contractor had suspended work due to the non-payment of funds. The third project was the construction of a flyover over the Tema motorway from the Flowerport Runabout. The project is located at the Flowerport Runabout, Spintex and East Legon and involves creating access from the motorway to the Boundary Road Runabout and an exit into cantonment from the Gifford Road Exchange. At the time of PIAC's visit, the project had made physical progress of 70%. In the central region, the PIAC team, led by Nana Kweku, a member representing the Ghana Journalists Association, inspected the Anomabo Fisheries College, a 90-bed hostel block at Salt Pond, and an irrigation infrastructure at Impumim. Accompanied by officials of the Mfantsiman Municipal Assembly, the team inspected the Anomabo Fisheries College project. The project comprises an 18-unit classroom block, hostel facility, administration block, and a laboratory. Since the committee's last visit to the project in 2020, the construction of a teacher's bungalow has started and a road contract has been awarded. The 4.6-kilometer road project, which starts within the campus and ends on the Accra-Cape Coast Highway, is currently at Phase 1. The road contract, originally valued at 8 million cedis, has been through 3 variation orders and is currently valued at approximately 27 million cedis, primarily due to payment delays. The committee also notes that the hostel facility and the 18-unit classroom block had not been fitted with beds and study desks. The team inspected a 90-bed hostel block for the Ghana Education Service Development Institute at Salt Pond. The project was commissioned in 2020 with a 90-bed capacity hostel block, 4 washrooms, 2 conference halls, and a 100-person capacity cafeteria. Across all the projects visited, the issue of delayed payments to contractors was noted. The release of funds for the project to progress uninterruptedly was highlighted by the contractors at the various sites. PIAC believes that the commingling of petroleum revenues with other funds for projects that end up getting stalled for a long period does not reflect the prudent use of revenues for impact. The committee therefore urges the government to consider channeling adequate petroleum revenues to complete earmarked projects going forward.
Those were highlights of a PIAC statement on its inspection of projects in Greater Accra and Central regions funded with the annual budget funding amount.
Now, a 25-year-old Christian Dagwe has allegedly been killed by individuals believed to be immigration officials at the Nive border post. The victim was riding a motorcycle between Shia and Clave in the home municipality when he was purportedly pursued and ultimately shot to death. Citi News' Volta regional correspondent Benjamin Aklama provides further details in the following report.
Now, the Dagbe family of Hubankwe this morning presented the mortal remains of one of their own, 25-year-old Christian Dagbe, to the mortuary of the Ho Teaching Hospital. Christian was allegedly shot and killed by persons suspected to be immigration officials along the Shia-Clave stretch of the Ho municipality. Now, this border lines between Ghana and Togo are notorious for smuggling activities. The family says Christian is a good young man they know and should not be involved in anything criminal.
He was on a journey to Ho. So upon reaching to Clave or Tokokwe, Calafia to Sham. He was chased by an immigration guy. So he was on a bike though with the staff. So upon they were stopping him, and then we don't really know what happened, but they just call us that that was how it happened. So the guy shot him, and then we realized that what was going on we don't know. So there, even the second guy, that when he lost control, he went and hit a guy. They went back there to call the town boys to come and help them out to carry him to the Shia hospital. So when they got there, they were treating him, and they realized that no, it wasn't the wound that was on his face, but rather he had a gunshot. So they transferred him back to here, and then he died upon reaching here.
We know our brother that is a Okada rider. So definitely it may took someone to Clave coming on his way back to home. That was where we were told that he was shot up. So we know him, he's a quiet type. He's a Okada rider.
Even he's frequently on the road. So most of the guys on the road, everyone knows him. So we don't expect that whatever happens should go that far that he lost his life.
Immigration officials who have only spoken to Citi News over their mobile phone say they are aware of an accident that has occurred and which should have resulted in the death of Christian, but are not aware of any gunshots. They also indicate that they are still investigating the subject and will give out the facts as they will know it when they are concluded with their investigations.
Well, now as I speak to you, I'm at Peje.
Okay.
We are still investigating. We had the initial report that we received had nothing of that sort. But I hear this story going about that we shot. But until we conclude our initial investigation, anything I say will not hold water. But there was a scuffle, and the smuggler was running. So he was involved in an accident. So to eliminate the accident bit and then conclude that it was shooting that resulted in his unfortunate passing, it's unfortunate. But we need to investigate and resolve that confusion, whether he was shot or it was the accident that led to his death.
I am at the morgue now at the whole teaching hospital.
Okay.
With about 50 of the family members, people who say they are family members.
Okay.
And the body is still in the open in the morgue anyway, within the morgue. And we were allowed to see there was a visible wound in the rib cage that looks like a gunshot wound running through both sides.
Okay.
That has not come to your notice?
Which part has not come to my notice?
Has there been a mention of this to you? Has
You are telling me now.
Okay, so you've not heard of it.
My intel officers should be amongst the family people.
Reporting for Citi News, my name is Benjamin Aklama from the whole municipality of the Volta region.
From the Volta region, the Ga East Municipal Assembly is set to take legal action against those engaged in illegal waste disposal within the community. This measure aligns with the Assembly's commitment to enforcing sanitation bylaws and promoting proper waste management practices. Citi News' Christopher Kevin Asima has the following report read by Fauzu Masaudu.
The Dombuzanga Sanitary Refuse Dump Site, a long-standing concern in the Ga East municipality, has served various communities for decades. Residents utilizing the site as an unauthorized dumping ground have contributed to a significant accumulation of waste, posing health risks to the community. As part of the ongoing Operation Clean Your Frontage campaign, the Ga East Municipal Assembly has launched an evacuation exercise to clear unauthorized waste dumping sites. Residents in Dom, Konka and Buzanga, direct beneficiaries of this effort, shared their perspective with Citi News.
There is no dumping site apart from this place, but only it must be kept. Yes. Must be collected maybe regularly, that it will not be too much. Because when they sometimes set fire on it, the smoke spread all this area in it. It's not very good. It's not healthy for us at all. The scent coming from that place, particularly when it rains sometime, but with the cow shed over there, in fact, sometimes it is difficult to breathe.
East Municipal Environmental Health Officer Charles Ampoma Asabre stressed in an interview with Citi News that despite strict penalties and sanctions, some residents persistently neglect sanitation directives. He urged those involved to cease their activities immediately or face legal consequences in court.
The complaints came from the community to the municipal chief executive, and she came in to help. So what we did, we started a mass environmental enforcement program where the sanitation task force, the environmental health and sanitation unit, with the municipal assembly guards, sometimes the police officers join us, and then we move from community to community, from shop to shop, from house to house, and then we inspect various environmental nuisances. If you are found to be a culprit, to create any environmental nuisance, there we issue a spot fine to you. We were able to find out a lot of people.
Christopher Kevin Asima filed that report, and it was read by Fauzi Masaudu.
And that's it for the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios at Adaraka in Accra. For more news, log on to our website, citinewsroom.com. I am Wilma Ubobi-Sakoman, and this afternoon I did this with
Charles Ozukumi.
Up next is the afternoon's edition of the Citi Business News. Many thanks for doing the listening, and do have a good afternoon.